Happy Sunday. Welcome into another Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 live stream. Welcome to France. That is right. We are in France. Lion or Leon? One of the two, I'm guessing. France. We don't do a lot of international flights here on the stream, especially airliners. But today we're taking a 340 in an actual 340 livery, a real world livery. And we'll be taking this flight from France to Germany, Frankfurt that is. It should be exciting. The 340 had an update the other day, and I did one flight with it yesterday, and it was probably the best flight I've ever had with the 340. Leon is what P2 says. Welcome in, P2. Welcome in, Captain. Good to see you in here. Captain seems to miss our streams often, but today he's here. It's fantastic. Thanks for coming on in, Captain. The 340 is slowly growing on me. It's slowly growing on me. I think this last update was very, very good to it. It definitely does feel more polished around the edges. And of course, it always looks really, really nice. My corner of the world. That's where I've been flying lately. Oh, really, Captain? Ooh, Jesus. This is a gorgeous airport here, too. Gorgeous, gorgeous airport. Now, I do have the Aerosoft Frankfurt installed. I typically don't use it often because it's always been heavy on performance, and then throwing that with OBS and Beyondatc, you know, it's just asking for trouble. But I did re-enable it for this flight. So we'll see the Frankfurt Aerosoft airports. Captain, I envy your career. Man, hold on, what do you say? Man, if only life had do-overs. Work schedule's been crazy. Only had time to go on YouTube and fly on the weekends. Yeah, work's been a little crazy not crazy, but the hours have been a little different recently. Along with, you know, medical appointments and all that jazz. So not a whole lot of streaming in the month of March here. Not a lot of content, which I was going to talk about here on the stream as well. It was a rough month. March was a rough month for the channel. This is, you know, we only had a handful of streams, a handful of videos that came out, and it looked like the channel was going to really hit a low number in terms of views and watch times and new subscribers. But the last week, when it comes to the Kodiak content, and then the hardware announcements for FS Weekend, the numbers are very similar to what we normally get on a month here. So thanks to everyone that came in, watched whatever. It does help the channel quite a bit. It does help bring in a little revenue on my end. Typically, I bring in about $100 to $150 per month for the channel. So it's not a lot of money. I don't bring in a lot of money. But every penny helps me personally. As I'm working on trying to get a new position at the FedEx, so I can make a little bit more money, so that everyone could be happy, right? Happy money, happy life. I don't need a lot of money; just need a little extra money to help pay for some of the expenses. You know what I mean? A little bit of the expenses. Let's go and jump into the cockpit here at the 340. The 340, beautiful, beautiful plane, by the way. Up here at the top, let's go ahead and get the external power batteries on. We'll get battery 1, 2, and the APU battery. Then I jump to the top here, get the IRSs aligned as well. We'll get the fuel pumps here in a second. Crew supply, strobe, beacon, wing, just like I do with the FENIX. I know it's wrong, but I like to do it this way. Compass, standby, emergency exit lights are armed, no smoking, seatbelt sign, and let's start the APU. That's all working, doing its thing. Let's swing over here. We can download the OFP. RJ, welcome in. This Kodiak looks weird. Yeah, you know, we'll see if we can do a Kodiak flight after this. I want to do this flight at least, since it's been a bit since we've been in the A340, had the update, so we're going to see how this plane performs here on the stream. Now we can go ahead and apply these and quick reload that, and then I'm going to bring this over to startup, because then we're going to get the IRSs aligned instantly. Let's swing on down here, clear out this. We're going to go to init, hold on, return, request it. I haven't tried the new update because I've been too busy flying the flying 4 Irish, and the A340 still not back in NewSky. Oh, really? I tell you what, man, I know that I've said this a few times recently, but tell you what, I really do love not having any sort of commitments when it comes to career mode stuff right now. I'm just having a blast not flying with any kind of, you know, have to fly here, have to fly there. It's just been so nice and relaxing. You know, the Kodiak thing has been fantastic help with this. Captain, thank you so much for the 20 US, for the streams I've missed, and for the continuous support for Flylex community. Thank you so much, Captain. Much, much appreciated. Much, much, much appreciated. Go into the wind here, and let's go ahead and request the winds. And now, in theory, we can go into our flight plan and set it all up. Let's go ahead and get our clearance, though, shall we? And Saint X delivery is what it says from Beyondatc. Saint X delivery, hello from Lufthansa 1079 Heavy, ready for IFR clearance to Frankfurt. IFR Frankfurt. Let's clear out all these stairs. RJ says, by the way, RJ, you going to the expo?
1079 Heavy, Saint X delivery. Expect runway 35 left. Riser 8 November departure. Squawk 1000.
1000. Runway 35 left for the departure. 35 left. Via Rospin. Alright. And then, no transition. Insert that into Frankfurt. We're going to be doing runway 25 left currently. 25 left. And EMPA 5 Alpha. No, 5 Bravo.
You're very welcome.
You're very welcome. Insert that. Okie dokie. Now we should go to performance and go to the upload page, request it, go to return, and insert. Bam. Bam. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Over to ground, hold on, over to takeoff, 35 left, let's compute. And flex is 70. F70. Lop that in there. Cool. Okie dokie. We're good to go. Good to roll. Up here at the top, let's go ahead and see APU is available. External is off. And then let's go ahead and get our fuel pumps pumping. Pumping up there. Good deal. To the left we go to ground services and turn off these jazzes. Get some La Luz in here, because it's awfully dark. Alright, and then go down here and get that as well. Cool. What we got going on here? P2 says $6.99 from Canada for a regular cup of coffee, no PMDG. Thank you for that, P2. The $6.99. I think the Canadian dollar is more money than the US dollar. I think so. I may be incorrect, but I think so. Let's see. Continue the channel disco. Oh, what do we got going on here? By the way, on air is so much better for GA. Start at the airport, fly anywhere, get paid, get paid, get tracked. I thought about it, but I'm just having too much fun not flying with any career modes. I'm just having too much fun not flying. Make sure the raise thing is off. That's good deal. Or good deal there. Then let's go ahead and request a pushback, and then handling, sure. Alright, that's doing this thing. And then let's go over here, click that guy, refresh it. That should pull our flight. Fantastic. Have you noticed any major improvements on the first A340 update? So far, yeah. The performance a little bit improved. It might be placebo effect, but the performance I feel is a little bit better. And some of the issues I had with it was like some control issues. It was kind of weird. But I had zero issues my last flight. Zero. Absolutely zero. It felt like any other plane I've flown in the sim. It was really, really nice. So hopefully we can do the same thing today. Because I always like to showcase a plane and have a great experience with it, right? Now this is going to be short. We're only expecting flight level 220. My humble maple pesos are no contest for the USD for now. Depends on how the spring goes in the world. So, some person posted on the channel, on the video recently, about something about the war going on and what did he say? I want to see. I shouldn't say he. What they say? I don't know if he could have been a he, could have been a she, could have been an alien. Who knows? It says, with the war going on and other economy challenges for everyone, why would I want to waste my hard-earned money on flight sim add-ons that you and many other are hyping? Disgrace. That was for the Kodiak. That was a poll question on the Kodiak. Jesus. Okay, I get a lot of that, but one, I've made it very clear. I'm pretty sure that I purchased the Kodiak to begin with. Two, I'm a beta tester, therefore, and this is my only, one of my very few things I'm willing to accept for free, and that is because I'm testing their product to make it better and help it, you know, ready for release candidate version, right? Nose to the left. I was like, Jesus, someone got up on the wrong side of the bed. All right, let's start. APU bleed. Go on down below here. 1 auto up there to start. We have to do the squawk in here because for some reason my thingy doesn't work. Engine number 4. Let's get this over to Terra. Auto. Alright, and we can see rotations going. Uh-oh. You doing GSX? Alright, you do you, GSX. You do you, I guess. Watching rotation for engine number 4. Champ, welcome in. Let's see, hold on. Aerosoft seems to be listening this time. They're redoing their wing geometry. Really? Sing, welcome in as well. Let's see, what's up, Lex? Had work the past 2 weeks, missed the last few streams. Well, I'm glad you're here, Champ. Hope you're doing great. People have, hold on. People have way too much opinions and not enough outlets to get it out at the right place. I feel like there's plenty of outlets. Now, I'm not saying I'm a perfect content creator, or perfect, you know, I hate using that word content creator for myself, but you know, I'm not saying I'm the best one out there, but I want to say I'm one of the very few that aren't going to be bought out by any company. You know what I mean? By any... What is going on with GSX? What the hell is it doing? Alright, yeah, we want to go south anyways. That's good. I'm, you know, because I'm loyal to y'all. I'm loyal to y'all. I'm only going to accept something if I'm gonna... Forgot the clock. If I'm gonna actually use it. Right? And there's very few instances where I did not. Very, very few. Cabby and the Rosefire are 2 instances where I'm like, I don't know. Cabby's cool. I think Cabby's a great idea. It's fantastic. I just don't use, you know, I won't use it enough. I won't use it enough. There's just too many voices going on, too much conversations going on between Beyondatc, the stream, and all that jazz. Just too much going on for me. For someone who's not streaming, for someone who's not, who wants a little bit of that immersion, Cabby's great. The Rosefire thing, you know, it's cool. I just don't like the physical buttons and having to re-push it. It's for me, it's one of those things where I just don't use it enough to say I can recommend anyone buy it. You know? But the Kodiak is a completely different beast. Kodiak, I've made it very clear. I have over 1,000 hours in that plane. And I support SWS with pretty much everything they put out because they're a very good developer. Very, very good developer. Just received the Rosefire Bravo 107 overhead. It's pretty awesome. Trying to get a flight in today if my wife allows. Yeah, I'm really interested in if wind control does an overhead panel for Boeing. I'm very interested in that. If it's going to be about the same price as what they're doing for the Airbus. Because obviously, you know me, I do that. But I don't know. I still won't buy it because I still fly other aircrafts and all that jazz, right? It's just it'd be cool if I had the money, I would totally try to build 2 different cockpits. You know, one for Airbus, one for Boeing, MDs, etc. That'd be fantastic. But I don't have the money. All right, engine number 1. Looking good. Let's see. It's a good quality product, the Rosefire thing. I just don't use it enough. I just don't use it enough, and that's my thing. Is that you gotta, you know, There's one of the things where when I start the flight up, all's grand. When I am ready to exit the sim or exit the flight, you know, main menu and exit the sim. I don't want to go back and hit all the buttons, flips, all the switches, and all that jazz. Seems to be my issue, and it's a personal thing. How dare you showcase a product when the whole world is burning? You should be panicking inside your home like me. Jesus, P2. Let's see. I find it funny that you are not buying, but still feel the need to comment. Well, and you know, like, and not comment on that, in the poll. Not comment in the poll. If you want to comment in one of the videos in the stream or whatever it be, that's fine. But to comment in the poll, all it was, are you buying the plane? It's a simple yes or no. It isn't, there's nothing more. Are you buying the plane? I have many comments on there. Are you buying this? Are you buying that? Or not comments, polls, right? And some things I have not bought, right? I think the Inabuilds A340 was a poll. I didn't buy that one, right? So I'm just asking a question. Now, if you want to, again, if you want to put it in one of the live stream comments, if you want to put it in one of the video comments of the Kodiak, go right ahead. I'm showcasing a product that I bought in the past. I didn't buy the upgrade. I happily would have. I didn't buy the upgrade because I'm beta testing, or I was beta testing that plane. I'll be beta testing in 900 when that comes out. For us, I'll be, you know, it is what it is. Captain, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Courtesy of Captain, we have Diddy XFS. What does that say? Iman, Beanie. What's that? 2011 and Drift. All courtesy of Captain. Thank you so much, Captain. Captain's been very generous today. Much, much appreciated. GSX says GSXing, and hello, Lex. Adam, welcome in. By the way, have you tried X-Plane 12? It's good, Lex. You know, I thought about buying it when it was on the Steam sale. It'll be on sale again. I thought about buying it, but I did not. I did not buy it. And you know, now I kind of wish I did. Because I did get reached out by the team over at Flight Factor. They did reach out to me and asked me if I'd like to have a copy of the plane to showcase. And it would have been interesting to try. It would have been interesting to try and compare the 777 Flight Factor to the PMDG 777. Because all I know for 777s is PMDG. The only plane I've ever used in terms of 777. So that would have been interesting to try, but unfortunately I don't have X-Plane. And I'm not paying full price for X-Plane because I'm not going to use it enough. That'd be hilarious, though, like if the 777 convinced me to get X-Plane. I mean, if the 777 from Flight Factor got me to switch over to X-Plane. That would be hilarious. Would be just hilarious. But, and it's one of those things I've thought about buying a couple different times, but the thing is, there's so much money in Flight Sim 2020, 2024, so much money. I can't justify jumping over to another sim for no reason. There's no reason. I absolutely love Flight Sim. Absolutely love Flight Sim with a passion. This is my sim. This is what got me back into the hobby. You know, straight away. This sim has helped me with so many things. You know, in life. And I made a video about it a while back ago, but, you know, with all the health stuff I had to deal with, cancer and whatnot, 2 surgeries, this sim is honestly what kept my mentality stable, right? Between the sim and my wife, this sim, you know, honestly is one of the reasons why I'm still here. And, you know, I thought about doing a video, or I thought about doing the Speech Order Expo for that reason, but I decided to hell with it. I'm just going to have fun. Just going to have fun. Flight Factor should develop for Msfs. That'd be interesting. I don't know enough about Flight Factor to say if they're good or bad. I've heard good things. I bought just bought the 757. I'm loving it. Ooh, nice. I can't wait for the 757 in Flight Sim from Bluebird. Hopefully it's good. Money to be made. No to X-Plane.
Lufthansa 1079 heavy.
You wife your sim? You wife your sim. What'd I say? FENIX Tower, Lufthansa 1079 Heavy, ready to go, runway 35 left. Any lights are on.
Lufthansa
Right?
1079 Heavy.
Right.
St. X
Nope.
Tower. Wind 000 at
That's
24,
broken.
runway 35 left. Cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff. Is my taxi lights on?
Runway 35 left. Cleared for takeoff.
Yeah, taxi lights working.
Lufthansa
For some reason,
1079
landing's not working.
Heavy.
Let's go, plane. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Jesus. Chunky little guy. Cabin check. I already checked it. Why is it? Alright, let's go. It's like stuck there. Oh, is that an incline?
Velote 2064 ready for departure. Runway 35 left.
Oh, another plane over there? Yep. Nope. Didn't see it. Where's it at?
Velote 2064, number 2 for departure.
Oh, there it is.
Short of 35 left.
Alright. There's a plane holding short for us. We gotta start moving.
35 left for traffic. Velote 2064.
And Toga. Man Lex. Get those emotes in chat. Man Lex. We don't get to do that very often. And Captain's got to go. Thanks for coming in, Captain. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships and the 20 US dollars. Much, much appreciated, Captain. Wife says you got to go. Hopefully you can come in later. Thank you again so much for the support, Captain. V1. Rotate. Gently. Gently. 32 knot headwind. Jesus. It's just been windy all over the world recently. Gear up. So yesterday I mostly did, actually all I did was airliners. Just, I watched, so there's a movie called what the hell is it called? The Companion. It's called The Companion. And it's much different than I thought it was going to be. I highly recommend it. If you like, it's not a horror movie, it's like a thriller, suspense. It's definitely better. It was really good. It was really good. I was happily impressed by it. I expected it to be like a background movie where I wasn't really going to pay much attention to it, but it ended up turning out to be a movie that I was paying full attention to. All right, AP is on.
2,500 feet.
Calm down. There you go. We gotta go down here. Turn that to normal. I forgot about that. 140. But yeah, I also rewatched Obi-Wan Kenobi because my wife and her friends were watching. Well, my wife's friends were watching Andor for the first time, both seasons of that, and they were like, "Oh," one of them said it was the best thing they've ever watched. Like it's the best Star Wars thing ever. I'm like, I don't know about that. It's good, but for me, personally, Episode 5 is the best Star Wars movie. Empire Strikes Back. You know, best movie in terms of Star Wars stuff, right? But then I was like, well, I don't know. Where's Obi-Wan Kenobi at? Because I absolutely loved Kenobi. And I think Andor is above that, but I think Kenobi is like a tight second place. Because it was such a good show. 6 episodes, they're all pretty short, but it like nailed everything I wanted it to nail. There's that struggle with Kenobi and Anakin, finding out that Anakin is actually Vader, spoiler alert. Yeah, there's just so many dynamics with that. A young little Leia, and you understanding her background a little bit more. And then you get a little bit of that background of you know, when Episode 4 started up, the whole help me Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope, you know, where that all came from. It's really cool. It's really cool. Let's see, never mind. I thought you said love to your wife, your sim. Maybe it's the edibles from last night. He just says, see you, Captain. Manning, welcome in. Visuals look very vibrant. You use an HDR or Rex Atmos. No HDR or Rex Atmos. Neither. I have HDR turned off. I had it turned off for a while now. I felt like it was causing more issues with the sim. And then it's also causes issue with several other games when you use FrameGen. So I actually disabled all of it. Completely disabled Wonder why my landing lights isn't working here. It's really weird. That's really weird. Let's see if we can do it live on stream. Let's see if we can fix it live on stream here. So I use Mobiflight. Well, for this profile, I actually use the flight sim. I don't know why it's not working now, but let's do it live on stream while we're streaming, or while we're flying. So add an import, add a input, and we're gonna do the Moza base scan that guy. Action light sim. It's thinking hard. All right, now we're looking for Aerosoft, the 340. And then we're looking for landing lights. So we'll swing on down here. 290. Wait, 290. Interesting. Landing lights. Landing light on, off. Landing us 1. Oh, never mind. Landing lights on. Then we're going to copy it. And we're going to put it in a release. We're going to paste it. And we're going to change it to off. Okay. And then we're going to save it, and we're going to test it. Get rid of that. Go up top here. Landing lights are on, off. Just like that. Done. Easy peasy. Alright, bring out the range a little bit too. We were supposed to be flying up to flight level 220, but now they're giving us the flight level 290. Interesting. Like says, definitely Clone Wars or Revenge of the Sith. Mind you, I'm 30, so I grew up with it. Oh, yeah. So my wife, I think she said that episode 1 is her favorite. Episode 1. And so my wife's younger, a little, couple, whatever, 8 years younger than I am. So she grew up more with that. I saw my first time seeing a Star Wars movie is when they did the re-release back in the 90s. And I started off with episode 7. Episode 7, so Return of the Jedi. That's where I started my Star Wars history with. And I was blown away. It was that movie. My mom was dating someone, and they're like, hey, you want to go see a movie? And I was like, sure, why not? And we didn't get to go see movies a lot when I was younger because we were very poor. I actually, in all honesty, I think that might be the only movie. Now that I think about it and reflect on it, I think that's the only movie that I saw as a teenager or a kid that my mom brought me to, that I didn't buy the tickets myself. Eventually, when I got a job and whatever, I think that's the only movie. One movie. I saw other movies in the theater, but that was when I visited my grandmother in Chicago, and we go see movies in the summertime every once in a while. But I think that's the only movie I've ever seen with my mom that her date likely paid for it, but that she had brought me to. That's crazy. That's crazy. Anywho, that's what set off my whole path on Star Wars, and so eventually I watched episode 4 and 5, and then all the new stuff came out, and I got hooked onto it early on. Then I got some of the toys, right? And thankfully, because that came out in, when did that get re-released? When did that get re-released? Let's see. Star Wars Return of the Jedi. It's in 83 initially re-released. What they call it, remaster? '97? Yeah, 97. 97, so I would have been 12-ish. 12, 13, somewhere around that when I saw my first Star Wars movie. Wow. What a time, man. What a time. Alright, so what do we got going on here? We have 295 nautical miles to go. We're supposed to be on the ground at 1522. So, about 40 odd minutes. Also, X-Plane 12 has shared cockpit. See, that's how I became a Lord of the Rings fan. My stepdad took me, and it's like my first memory of being in the theater. We were a movies family. Ooh, interesting. Yeah. My wife's she's more into the fantasy stuff. So my wife's big, you know, her big thing is Lord of the Rings for sure. That's her favorite in terms of movies. And she also liked the Harry Potter stuff. She doesn't anymore because of, you know, the controversy with the creator of that. But yeah, Lord of the Rings was like her big thing. So anything high fantasy, that's like her jam. And Lord of the Rings I saw in the theaters when those came out. I went with my stepdad, I think, to all of those. And like, they're all good, really good. Don't get me wrong. I like Lord of the Rings. It's just for me, I do like high fantasy. So, but I like high fantasy more with my video games. So Skyrim, you know, Oblivion, the Lord of the Rings games. A lot of those I liked from the early 2000s. But like movies, I'm kind of hit and miss with the high fantasy stuff. Or TV shows, very, very high. I'm really mixed with that. For movies, I'm more of like action, comedy, adventure. And horror. And horror movies. Absolutely love horror movies.
Lufthansa 1079 Heavy. Contact Marseille Control 120.85.
Contact Marseille Control 120.85. Lufthansa 1079 Heavy. Marseille Control, Lufthansa 1079 Heavy, flight level 288.
I see. It says, "Be careful, Lex. I will unsubscribe if you say anything. You say you don't like Lord of the Rings." No. I love Lord of the Rings. You know, we went to the concert. We went to the Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring concert. What, 2 weeks ago? And that was a blast. That was a blast. That was, you know, if they ever do a Two Towers one, which was Two Towers is my favorite Lord of the Rings movie. I love the Two Towers. My wife's favorite is Return of the King, so the third movie. And we watched The Hobbits not too long ago. And I don't know, and those were whatever. We haven't watched the Amazon series yet. It's on the list to watch at some point, I think. But like the games, I love the games. You know, there's Shadow of Mordor, and then the other one. My favorite Lord of the Rings game was the strategy one. I can't remember. Battle for Middle-earth, I think is what it's called. It was fantastic. I absolutely love that game. There's, you know, this is the early days of modding games, but there was a mod you can do to it. So people made custom maps, and this was part of the game, but they made custom maps, and they made the battle in the Battle of the Helm's Deep. They made that as a playable mission, and it was so freaking cool. And it was all timed that, just like in the movie, Gandalf would come down and save the day, right? You're getting your butt kicked, and you're like, oh crap, I'm not gonna make it. Gandalf comes on down and saves day. It was so cool. And so with the mod, you had to edit some files so that you increase the size of the NPCs. But by doing so, you damn near killed your system. Because it was so many NPCs you had to put on there. All these orcs, right, all over the place. And I just remember, like, getting 10 frames a second playing that mod, that map, because of all the NPCs that were all over the place. It was wild, but it was so cool. It was so cool. I hope that it's, you know, they do a lot of remastering, remaking of games. That's one of those things, that's one of those games where I'd love for them to remaster. Because I would play the heck out of that game again. Absolutely love that. Best game for Lord of the Rings is Battle for Middle-earth. the best Lord of the Rings RPG is War in the North. Best movie is Return of the King. Yeah, Battle for Middle-earth. I absolutely loved it. That was so much fun. Best RPG. War in the North. What is the War in the North?
Control Mosquito Charlie Golf, good afternoon, flight level 186.
Let me see if I can...
Mosquito Charlie Golf, Marseille Control, identified.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I remember that game. Yeah, that was really good. I like that one too. I would go with Shadow Mordor, or the other one. What's the other one called? Shadow Mordor was the first one, right? I absolutely loved it.
Climb to flight level 320, Ryanair 465.
Yeah, so I'm hoping they do a Two Towers concert thing. That'd be so cool. I didn't think it was going to be the whole movie. I thought it was going to be just like clips of it. Shadow of War. There you go. Yeah, thank you. I thought it was going to be like you know, just the songs of the movie or from the movies. But it ended up being the whole movie. They played the entire, not the extended edition, of course, but just the, you know, the theater version. And we went to go see, they re-released the extended editions in the theaters not too terribly long ago. And we went to go see Return of the King with some friends. And then we were going to go see another one recently, but I had to work and couldn't make it work, couldn't get the day off. So unfortunately didn't get to go see that, but that's good. That's a good time. Had a blast. Had a blast.
Have a good afternoon. Marseille Control, speaker 332, good afternoon, flight level 390.
Speedbird 332, Marseille Control, radar contact. Success 456, contact Geneva, approach 131.33.
Contact Geneva, approach 131.33, success 456.
I played yesterday, so for whatever reason, I had this urge to play some Spider-Man. And I already beat the original Spider-Man. I thought about buying the second one, Spider-Man 2, but it still looks so expensive on the PC. And so I watched some gameplay, and after watching the gameplay, I'm like, I don't know if I really want to buy this game. It doesn't look like it's as good as the first one, at least. So I watched some reviews and read some reviews, and I'm like, one, I'm not going to buy it because the price tag, but two, I don't think I'm ever going to buy it because it doesn't seem like it's my kind of jam like the first one was. So I played a little bit of the first one again, just kind of zooming around and, you know, taking out some bad guys. But I realized it was the first time playing it. It's my first time playing it since what was it, it said 22. That can't be right. 4 years? Nah, that can't be right. It's gotta be 24. Or, no, sorry, maybe 23. Either way. I haven't played it since I got this GPU last year. And holy smokes. I had ray tracing on and frame gen and DLSS and all that jazz. But it was super smooth, and it was the most beautiful looking city and game I've played in a long time. It was gorgeous, man. It was so cool. And it took me a little bit to get used to the controls and figure out what I was doing, but I ended up jumping into a bad battle. It was like 6 waves, and I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna die. Once I got things figured out how to play the game again, it was so much fun. So I think I'm gonna replay the game again. Because I was thinking, after watching the Obi-Wan stuff, I was like, oh, maybe I'll play one of the Jedi games again. But I was like, maybe I'll just go play Spider-Man. I stopped buying games, very low quality nowadays. Going all in sim stuff. Yeah, I get that. I've cut back drastically on my games too. Ask a friend, he gets so mad because he wants to play games together. One is I'm such a solo gameplay person. I just don't like doing multiplayer stuff. I don't like doing co-op stuff. It's just not. I've always been that way. Just a kind of a single player kind of guy. And what I found interesting over the past 2 years, so every year Steam has the end of the year, games you played, percentage and hours and all that jazz. And Flight Sim was like #1 by far. In the 2024 one, it was Flight Sim 2020 and Flight Sim 2024. Last year it was all Flight Sim. The list of games I played were like 20-ish games or so, but I would say 70% of them, or 50% of them were games I already owned. I just went back and replayed. But yeah, I haven't really bought. See, my last game I bought, I bought Outer Worlds back in January. Boy, I probably only bought 5 games in the past year plus. Not a whole lot of games. I really cut back on that. Like you said, low quality games for sure. A lot of indie games are good. There's a lot of indie games that are pretty decent. But one of my friends, he has like 8 billion games, and so we're doing the Steam family share. And so like it's an endless list of games. Endless list of games. I was looking through it yesterday and I was like, nothing I really want to play right now. I also kind of got out of wanting to play other games. It's crazy. I went back and, like I was saying on Friday, I've been playing some of the Super Mario Brothers Wonder. That's a fun game. That's on the Switch. Yeah, the Switch update that came out, and that's been just a blast. Music in this is so good. Joe, welcome in. Haven't played anything but MSFS in a while. Used to play Pokemon, Madden, NFL, Harry Potter, and the World Cup. I used to do a little bit. I used to mostly. I remember when I first got a okay. So it's, I told this story before, but I used to be only PC, and then I think it was my cousin. He introduced me to Animal Crossing on the GameCube when I was visiting in the summertime. So I ended up getting a job, and I was able to buy a GameCube. So I bought a GameCube, and all I played was Animal Crossing. Well, then I ended up bought a wrestling game. And then I ended up playing only wrestling games. And then I got into the NBA stuff. So all I started doing was playing basketball. So I bought a 360. All I was playing was basketball games. That's all I played. And then I ventured into a few other games here and there. But I went from PC only to only console. And so I got a 360, and then ended up getting a PS3. And then eventually a PS4. I didn't own the Xbox One or the newer Xbox. My last Xbox was a 360, and so once I got a PS3, my world of games really opened up quite a bit. Really opened up quite a bit. Because one of my friends, he was playing a bunch of different games, so I ended up trying a lot of Sony games. And another friend was telling me other games to play, so I was playing those, and my library of games just like blew up because I started playing all kinds of different things. And that's kind of where I am today, where I'm willing to play pretty much anything as long as it looks like, ideal. Sport games not as much now. I don't buy the latest NBA game anymore. Kind of wait for it to go on sale for like $20, and then maybe I'll buy it. my nephew bought the last one. This one that came out, the most recent NBA 2K game. Was it 2K26? And so I played that for a little bit, but a couple hours, nothing crazy. And like the thing is, at least with the NBA games, because I'm a Bulls fan, so I play as the Bulls, but they suck. So I get less excited to play because they're just just crappy team right now. Man, the headwind is 111. That's crazy. I don't trust my friends anymore. They always made me buy games, Ark, Raiders, Helldivers, Rust. After a month, they all go back to playing Call of Duty Battlefield. Leave me hanging. Yeah. So yeah, we played Helldivers 2 a little bit. But my thing, like I said, my thing is I'm more of a solo gamer. Okay. The Harry Potter is okay. I see. I see. It's one game. I thought you're talking about like the World Cup games. Yeah. But like I said, I'm more of a solo single player guy, so like I don't let other people influence me on that in that aspect. Like I bought Borderlands 4 was the last one I kind of bought and kind of regret buying. And the reason is here, okay. The truthful reason is the following. I played all the previous Borderlands games solo. No multiplayer, no co-op, all solo, right? This was my first one that I did with a friend. And I think it kind of ruined the experience for me. Because I like my friend, he's good and all that. But we both play differently. And he got me to... Also, the Borderlands 4 game kind of just irked me a bit in many different aspects. But I think if I was playing solo, if I just played it solo, I would have had more fun. Playing at my pace, going where I want to, playing whenever I want to. But I didn't get to do that because I had to wait for him to play. And then we played together. He was raging, he was getting mad at the game. That influenced me getting mad at the game. And it kind of turned me off on that game. I think I'm going to eventually go back to it and replay it again. After, in a while. Not anytime recent. We just played it and beat it recently. But that's one of those things where it kind of hit me hard when I was playing that game. Like, this just shows me I do like to play solo. I do like to play my games solo. Now we're replaying Diablo 4 right now together, and that doesn't bother me so much because I have plenty of hours in Diablo myself, and I can just pick it up and play whenever I want. I have so many different characters, right? And the new DLC comes out next month. I'm a little concerned about that because I do want to pay attention to that story, and so we'll be taking it slow, and I'm going to play and build a new character, so I'm going to take it very cautious because Diablo is kind of my jam. That's my game. Outside of Flight Sim, that's my number 2. That's my go-to game when I kind of bored or just want to do something. I can just jump in Diablo, play a little bit, kill out some demons, and good to go. Not a whole lot of thought process, to go with that game. Joe says I'm a Cowboy fan, so I always played. Hold on. Oh, so I always played them on Madden. Yeah, I'm a Bulls fan, so even when I lived in Minnesota, I still played as a Bull because I'm a Chicagoan for life.
Contact Zurich radar
But
126.225. Lufthansa 1079 heavy.
Chicago sports, not so good.
Radar, Lufthansa 1079
Not so good.
heavy. Flight level 290.
Had the Cubs did their thing a while back ago. The White Sox did their thing not too long ago. The Bulls have been not great for a while. The Bears have not been great for a while. The Blackhawks did their thing not too long ago. But it's kind of like this rotating thing. Every decade, one of the teams does something good. Either they win a championship or get pretty far into winning a championship. Look at the Cubs. There's 100 years for them to win a World Series. The Bulls haven't won a championship since '98. So we're coming up on 30 years, and they're not even close to being there. The Bulls thing was, Derrick Rose going out, that injury and all that derailed that entire franchise. There was a little hope, I thought, maybe with the early start of this year, but that derailed very quickly. So that's sports, man. That's just sports. I'm not a big NFL. I'm not an NFL guy at all, so I don't really pay attention to the Bears too much. I'm not a soccer or not soccer. I'm not a baseball or a hockey fan either, so I don't really pay attention to the Blackhawks or the Cubs or White Sox. I check the standings, see how they're doing, but I don't really follow them too much. I do want to go to a Cubs game this year, though. I really do. I got to find a way to make that work. Bears had a good year last year. Yeah, they didn't do too bad last year, from my understanding. I work, in customer relations, and so you get customers all the time being like, "Oh yeah, the Bears are gonna do good this Sunday." I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea I don't know what they're doing. I don't even know what the Bulls are doing now. And I'm a basketball person. I had a friend text me yesterday. He's like, "Must be happy that Illinois is doing good with the March Madness." And I'm like, I didn't know. I didn't know they were. Well, good for them. At least you got something happening in the state of Illinois. At least with sport teams. It's just crazy to think that there's the possibility. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's crazy to think there's that possibility that the Bears moving to Indiana. The Bears are an icon in Illinois. Like, it would be weird for the state of Illinois, the city of Chicago, to not have a sports team for the NFL. It'd be very weird. Very, very weird. Like, you think of all the major cities in the U.S., they all have some sort of NFL team or, whatever. It'd be very weird. And, like, Chicago, you have 2 baseball teams. You know what I mean? So, like, California, they got, there's 3 basketball teams? The Lakers, the Kings, and the Golden State. It's crazy. It's interesting how that works out. Right? It's really interesting. But of course, that's where the heavy populations are. You look at New York, and you got the Knicks, and you have the are they called the Nets still? Yeah, they're Nets still, the Brooklyn Nets. So you have the New York Nets and the Brooklyn Nets. It used to be New Jersey Nets. So you got 2, basketball teams right there. I don't know enough about the sports stuff. And then Texas, you got 3 as well, right? San Antonio, Houston, and Dallas. Yeah, you get 3 NBA teams in Texas as well. It's crazy. You get this major gap in the middle where no one goes to. You got Oklahoma, and then there's nothing else. That's crazy. Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Kansas. What else is over there? Wyoming. It's like 7 states right there don't have a single NBA team, and it's like in the heartland of the U.S. But it's all about population. You got to be able to. You got to have consistent seats filled to bring in the ticket revenue and then merchandise to buy. So it does make sense. All right, so this wind's really hurting us with performance. Step now, step delete. Our ETA is at 1546. Jesus. This wind is really hurting us. We've already been streaming for an hour, and we have 46. We have about 46 minutes to go then for arrival. Thankfully, well, I guess we're going to be turning more into the wind. 013 is the heading. We're going to be turning to 013 pretty much for the heading, so we're going to be right into the headwind now. Jesus, folks. Thankfully, we have a lot of fuel on board. And I'm expecting runway 25 left, so we need to end up not a 180, but like a 270. Well, not a 270. You're going to just turn to the left a little bit, I guess. With the arrival. We'll see how I feel once we get on the ground here. See if we'll do like a short little Kodiak flight or not. Maybe I'll save it for tomorrow, because I do plan on streaming tomorrow morning. Get a flight in tomorrow. Wednesday's to kind of up in the air, because there's a chance that my cat is out of her remission with diabetes, so I might have to bring her into the vet on Wednesday, because I did check her blood sugar yesterday and it was pretty high. Now that was like 2-ish hours after eating, so it could be just elevated because of food, but it was definitely high. So, and she's showing some signs of being out of remission, so gotta catch that quickly if I can. So I might end up at the vet on Wednesday with her. Which means no stream Wednesday. And then... not quite sure the next stream then after that, honestly. Let me see. What's my schedule next week? Maybe next Sunday. Yeah, so we'll stream tomorrow. Wednesday's up in the air. But maybe next Sunday. Gonna be another one of those weeks where not a whole lot of streaming.
Swiss 82 Lima, contact Geneva radar 125.55, bye-bye. Center on 125.55.
There's this restaurant. I think it used to be a food truck. That's not too far where we live. And we ordered it once for work. It's really, really good. But they sell like chicken strips, chicken nugget, or well, they call them chicken boneless wings, I guess. They also sell wings and then fries, right? And it's really good, and the pricing's really, really affordable. They have like deals where between the hours of 2 and whatever, or I think it's like noon and 2. It's like 50% off or something like that. So I ordered that yesterday again, and it was like $10. 3 wings, a bunch of fries, and a drink. And man, the chicken is so good. It's so good. It's got a really good breading to it. It's got like I don't know, some cayenne seasoning mixed with like some other seasonings. I don't know. It's really, really good. I don't even use any like dipping sauce. Like I order, but I never use it. And their fries are excellent. I think they fry all of the fries in the same oil as the chicken because the fries are excellent. They're super crispy, but they're soft still. Oh man, they're fantastic. It's a very dangerous place to go to. But like I said, it's really good pricing. Yesterday it was a little cheaper than normal because I had to find out the coupon. They had the deal, but it wasn't like the normal deal. This was a weekend. But man, it's very good. Today I think I'm gonna watch. I'm trying to catch up on my movie list because a coworker keeps yelling at me because I haven't watched a lot of the movies he keeps telling me about. So I'm gonna watch the what's it called? I watched The Companion yesterday. What the hell am I gonna watch? Oh, Together. I think I'm gonna watch a movie called Together. And it's kind of my mission today. Finish up laundry, household stuff, chillax, prepare for work tomorrow. I can't wait for VFR when it comes to Beyond ATC. I definitely been missing the traffic. I turned it off, so whenever I do airliner stuff, I turn off multiplayer. Because I feel like whenever I have multiplayer on and Beyond ATC traffic, it's just too much traffic. And my system really bogs down. So I turn that off whenever I do that. And like it's nice to have traffic on, at least multiplayer, when it comes to GA flying. But at the same time, like it's the thing that makes it exciting is when you can hear and see those planes, right? Just seeing them is neat, but hearing and seeing them planes are very, very cool. Or is very, very cool. Alright, there's our runway 25 left. Let's go ahead and program the arrival then. I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to get still, but 25 left, so let's program that. ILS.
Renegade 41 Charlie. Contact Swiss radar 126.35.
We're off that. Alright, so we're gonna go here to performance. Let's go next. We're gonna put in our QNH, which is 1027. Our temperature is 9. The winds on the ground 160 at 4. And then the the minimums are 561.
Contact wheel radar 124.925, 2 kilo pop.
And I'm going to put this over here, performance. That's all good. Alright, good to go. And for our arrival altitude, I'm going to put in 10,000. 10,000. Alright, got that all set. Top of descent is where? Top of descent. The heck is top of descent? After Nelly? Oh, right there. So there's top of descent. So we're getting closer, which means we should get a call from Beyondatc pretty quickly here. Where they're expecting arrival. What I like about flying overseas, and I know Irishman was telling me about this for a while, but what I like about flying overseas is the fact that you get a lot of cleared ILS, blah blah blah, versus where in the US, when you fly with Beyondatc, you know, you'll disconnect from a star and then you get vectored in. Here it just tells you you're cleared for the ILS. It's very, very cool. So I'm very much expecting that to happen with this flight too. Now, it's always interesting though, flying in Europe especially, because you get a lot of this like chain stuff to come on in. And it's because everything's so tightly compacted there. I gotta keep the altitude restrictions going. It's always so interesting though. Alright, I'm gonna step away for just a few moments here. Get the laundry so my clothes aren't wrinkles. Be right back.
Southwind 3 Alpha Whiskey. Contact Longman Radar approach 125.05.
Contact Longman radar approach 125.05, Southwind 3 Alpha Whiskey.
Man, that was a cool shot. Jesus, that was a cool shot. It's so quiet out here. I'm so used to... There we go. 25 left, perfect.
Expect MPAX 5 Bravo, runway 25 left, Lufthansa 1079 Heavy.
This is one of the few planes that are super quiet outside. Because they have a setting on the EFB, I think, right? I changed that in the EFB, I think. Which one? Sounds. External, yeah, you can adjust the external sounds, which is really, really cool. Well, I forgot it has a replay thing. Alright, let's compute all this stuff. Status is good. Plenty to work with on that. We're going to do full landing configuration. Top of descent is in about 30-ish minutes or so. How's our ETA? Did it get pushed back again? 1547, nope. All looking good on that end. Can you share your graphic settings real quick, sir? I'll pause the video and screenshot. I just get tired of messing up my settings and still unplayable Chief 60. Hope your settings can help me. FASD. I don't know if my settings are going to help you. Let me, okay, let me show you something real quick. I'm going to show you where I got my settings from. I actually just redid them. This is the link. This is where I got my settings from. I also use Auto FPS. Auto FPS is super beneficial on the ground because it lowers down your LOD, terrain and the objects. But that's where my settings are. So I would base it off of that. So for the most part, mine are at medium high, and the clouds are the only thing that's on ultra. But yeah, look through there, and because the reason why I say that site is because the person that made that broke down each setting and breaks down like the amount of FPS you're going to lose or gain with each setting. I can show mine, but it's not going to matter much because each system is unique upon itself, right? So if you can save 4 FPS because you lower the grass, a notch, I'm just making that things up right now, then that's the way to go. Versus me sharing you my settings, but I have a 5080 with a 14700K and 64 gigs of RAM, right? So I have a higher end system. I don't think it's going to help you very much just showing my settings. For me, it's auto FPS has been huge to get rid of a lot of the stuttering stuff. All right, cool. We got our ready for descent thing. But for me, like using VSync on with my G-Sync, right? And then also in the NVIDIA Inspector app, I have VSync on there and then adaptive. And that helps me where it doesn't seem to break frame gen as much, and it's more consistent for flight sim. But it takes a lot of tweaking and setting, or tweaking and testing, kind of see how the impacts work, because I'll still get the frame gen disconnect. I just yesterday, or hold on. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Yesterday. So before, I used to have both of my display ports connected to my GPU. Yesterday, I decided to try again, because I did this in the past, and I didn't seem to make it much of a difference, but it might be now. I need more time to verify. But now I have my second screen on my internal graphics card. So I have it plugged into that display port, which is plugged in directly to the motherboard. So the only thing my GPU is exporting, or the only thing my GPU is running is my primary display, which should help with the bandwidth. I don't know if it's going to make a difference or not, but a little bit of the stuff I was reading about on Friday said this is a way to test things out. So, again, I don't know if it's going to matter much, but we'll see. So far, I've gotten the frame disconnect thing, but not nearly as often as I was. So I'm going to, as of right now, I say it's working, but again, I need to continue testing to verify. Okay, top of descent, coming on up. And let's go ahead, we'll push the descent button here in a second.
Descend to flight level 230, Lufthansa 10.
Alright, the total is to descend. We'll push the button. Descent in progress. Flight sim is such a hard thing to figure out performance. It's such a very, very difficult thing because I get incredible performance out of the base sim. Base sim, incredible performance. I'm talking about just an add-on plane, even at a third-party airport. But take out air traffic, multiplayer, and Beyondatc. Take that out, and the base performance is exceptional. It is very, very good. Once you start throwing in other planes, that's where the FPS hit happens for me. Again, it doesn't matter if it's multiplayer planes or Beyondatc. Beyondatc has a bigger impact, of course, because of the amount of planes that's moving on the ground, whereas multiplayer is just kind of a dot like any other plane, thing. But definitely the base sim is even take out like a third-party plane and a third-party airport, and just the base aircraft, you know, like say the Asobo Max at JFK, Asobo JFK, right? Performance is freaking incredible. But it's always going to be the mods that are going to hurt the performance because they're higher fidelity things. The 340 is a higher fidelity aircraft, so there's a lot more processes going on in the background for this aircraft. And the same, you know, with third-party airports, because there's higher resolution graphics, a lot more textures, a lot more buildings and whatnot, right? So that's going to hurt performance because there's just more has to output. And then, of course, like I said, with Beyondatc traffic or multiplayer traffic, more so like FSLTL, you're going to have that performance hit there as well, because you just got more objects.
Victor Charlie, contact wings control 128.3, bye-bye. Center on 128.3 to Victor Charlie.
Like, it would be interesting to see if Beyondatc can find a way to offload the traffic to a cloud, like SI has done. But we don't want a subscription service with Beyondatc. That's this big selling point with Beyondatc. So I don't want them to do that for that sake. I also don't believe that's in their books or interest as well either. Everything from Beyondatc's standpoint is even trying to offload more and more stuff to your system versus the cloud, right? Part of the local voices was that reason. That's less stress on their system, that's less cost. That allows them to continue operating without having to worry about finances. Because you gotta be realistic, Flight Sim is the smaller community, right? There's not a lot of money here. There really isn't a lot of money. And a lot of these developers, this is a side job for them. This isn't the primary job. Some have been able to make it their primary job, but a lot of people within the flight sim stuff this is their second kind of job, second income. It's something to start from. At least I'll start tweaking with it and try to find my 60 FPS. At this point, I don't really care about the graphics anymore. Just want smooth simming. What system do you have? You know, what GPU, what graphics card? Let's see if I can help a little bit. There's so many factors when it comes to flight sim. You have even a monitor can impact it. You know, even a monitor. Like I've talked about before, with my previous monitor, my primary previous monitor was a G-Sync monitor. When I switched over to the OLED monitor, this FreeSync monitor, there's that differences in there as well. Things I was trying to figure out. There's a lot of, you know, and then you throw in the whole Beyondatc and Moza stuff that I still don't understand why my sims now working just fine with Moza. I didn't change anything. But now they're just talking just fine, so clearly something else was going on in the background. It does help that I've removed some of the add-ons I was using. You know, that's just more information, more pipes, right, that it's taken up. So I'm not using APL anymore, at least right now. I'm not using NewSky right now. I'm not using First Officer anymore. I'm not using Cabby. What else am I not using? I don't have FSUIPC running. I got a lot of bare minimum kind of stuff going on with my system now, and I think that's helped me quite a bit. An i5 4070, 32 gigs of DDR RAM. So 4070 is a good card. It's a very good card. I like the 4070. I had the 4070 before I had. No, sorry, I had. What did I have before? No, I had a 4080. I had a 4080 before I had this card. But the 4070 is a good card. 32 gigs of DDR RAM. 4, yeah, that's good too. Eventually, I'd like to go to DDR5, not anytime soon, because of, you know, the prices are crazy. But one day, you know, down the road. That's a good system. The flight sim is a good system. I think you should be able to get, you know, when you throw in, you should get a base sim. Have you tried the whole clearing of the cache, clearing of You know, reinstalling drivers, that kind of stuff, right? I've noticed that helps a lot. I often go into the temp folder and delete all the temp files in there. There's a program called Msfs cleanup on flightsim.to. Let me see if I can get the... Yeah, cache cleanup. There's this here too that I use every so often to clear out cache for flight sim. I also use, I also go into, I'll post you a link. It's going to be different on your system depending on location. I mean your file name. I'll edit it a little bit. So where it says username, get rid of the parentheses, but put in your username for your system, and that's the temp folder. I go in there and I delete all the stuff in there. Oh, this is interesting. We're getting a vector turn here.
Turn left, heading 330, descend to 5,000 feet. QNH1027.
All right, 330.
Lufthansa 1079 heavy.
This is an interesting call from Beyondatc. Normally we follow the whole thing. All right, 5,000.
Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 25 left. Heading 265, expect radar vectors for ILS.
It's a very interesting turn from Beyondatc. You're getting off the star. Very interesting. Are you running this in direct? Very, very interesting. Looks like we might be going direct to CHA. Or maybe not. That's right there. Maybe not. Although it could, because the wind's kind of still pushing us to the right. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Either way, it's a very interesting change here from Beyondatc. Got a shortcut at least, so that's going to help with time. What is this step delete it keeps popping up here? I don't know why. We're getting up on, coming closer up to 10,000 feet. 320.
Turn left, heading 320.
So landing lights, taxi lights are on.
Turn left, heading 320. Lufthansa 1079 heavy.
And speed needs to come on back. So let's bring the speed brakes out. Slow us down. Runway 25 left. We're going to exit to
1079 heavy. Reduce speed 250 knots.
To the right.
Reduce speed 250 knots. Lufthansa 1079 heavy.
Having a hard time slowing down. Let's go ahead and bring the vertical speed. Let's bring it to 1,000. That should help reduce the speed. Speed's coming back to 250.
Lufthansa for 9 Yankee long and radar. Good afternoon. QNH10.
Very interesting. I've never had this happen in Europe with Beyondatc. Very interesting. Especially from Frankfurt. It's a big airport. I'm not sure if this is just a bug or if this is real. It's very interesting. But they vectored these planes over here, it looks like, too. So, but this one's following. Yeah, this one's following this. Yeah, they're following the star. But they vectored us and this other plane, it looks like. Huh. Alright, 240 on the speed.
Lufthansa 1079 heavy.
Let's bring that up. Alright, speed brakes are stowed. Alright, speed's looking better. Altitude's looking good. 210 on the speed.
Reduce speed 210 knots. Lufthansa 1079 heavy.
It's very interesting. We're going to eventually have to get over to the right still. Runway's going to be in front of us. It's very interesting. All right, about 2,000 feet away from our 5,000 feet.
Lufthansa 1079 Heavy. Reduce speed 200 knots.
All right, reduce speed 200. Let's bring up the speed brakes again and slow us down.
Lufthansa 1079 Heavy.
The winds are way down, 7 knots now. $200 is too slow for us because of the flaps, so we're going to go ahead and do 210, looks like.
Lufthansa 1079 Heavy. Reduce speed 180 knots.
There must be traffic somewhere else trying to slow us down because of traffic.
180 knots. Lufthansa
Well, we still have
1079
20-ish, 25-ish nautical miles to go, so I'm not going to slow us down any further.
1079 Heavy. Turn left, heading 310.
It's very interesting vectors.
Turn left, heading 310. Lufthansa 1079
Yeah, there's traffic
Heavy.
somewhere. I don't see it on the map, though. There's the one ahead of us. There's still 20 knots. Are they vectoring us around? I'm watching this plane right here. I'm watching that one there. They're 2,000 feet below us. Or 3,000 feet below. No, yeah, 2,000 below us. I'm watching them. Are they being vectored around?
For 9 Yankee, descend to 4,000 feet. QNH1027.
I think that must be them. It's very, very interesting. Let's see what happens. Looks like they're going to swing us around. Another plane popped up. They're departing. Alright, here we are at 5,000 feet. We're going to hold pat. Looks like that plane that's in front of us is also at... I thought that might have been... This must be the other one that was talking. Alright, we're going to keep an eye on this stuff here. So they're taking off. They're below us. They're below us. They disappeared. Interesting. I'm gonna bring out the first notch of flaps here. We don't have this high up nose.
Lufthansa for 9 Yankee. Leave Ripka heading 265. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 25 left.
Jimmy looking gorgeous.
Leave Ripper heading 265.
I talked about this on the other day, but I really hope that they find a way to like blend these in better. Go from photogrammetry to not photogrammetry.
Lufthansa for 9 Yankee. Turn left, heading 265. Descend to 3,300 feet. Vectors for the approach.
265.
Turn left, heading 265. Descend to 3,300 feet. Lufthansa 49.
I want to know what it's doing. I forgot to start the clock here.
Lufthansa for 9 Yankee. Descend to 2,400 feet.
Descend to 2,400 feet.
Kind of look like they're all this.
9 Yankee.
They're kind of stalemate. The plane's just disappearing too. It's really interesting. This is the stuff I miss when I'm doing like when I'm doing the Kodiak. Captain, welcome in back. Your wife let you back. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships as well. Manual, saved, 6814, Spiel, and Angel Heart, all courtesy of Captain. Captain has given out 10 memberships today. Thank you, Captain, so much for the support today. $20 earlier, and now 10 memberships. Thank you so much for the support. 315, and now 4,000 feet.
Turn right, heading 315. Descend to 4,000 feet. Lufthansa 1079.
This is so interesting.
Center 995. Turn right, heading 340.
This is so very interesting. Back for a few minutes. Well, we're getting close to our arrival. Beyondatc has given us an interesting vector. I was not expecting. I'm expecting the full star, but it's very strange. But if it works, it works. I'm trying to decide if what they're doing here, because it looks like this plane and us are on the same course. This plane might be coming in over here too. I'm not quite sure, but they're 2,000 feet below us, 2,000 feet below us. It's very strange. Guess they just want us to sightsee Germany. Look at that. Freaking gorgeous, man.
Lufthansa 1079 Heavy, turn right, heading 335.
335.
Turn right, heading 335.
Such a strange flight here. Very strange arrival.
Centric 995, contact Frankfurt Tower 136.5.
Now the question is, are they going to have us fly over the airports? Or are we going to get a vector here really quick to the right?
Lufthansa 1079
2,000
Heavy,
feet.
descend to 2,000 feet.
That makes me nervous. That's pretty low.
Descend to 2,000 feet. Lufthansa 1079
Okey-dokey.
Heavy.
I'm going to go at 500 feet per minute.
In Aero 404, turn right, heading 345.
Turn right, heading
Why are we dropping
345
down to
Aero
2,000
404.
feet? Oh, this is crazy. But they're down to 2,000 feet as well. This is very weird. I'm just more interested and fascinated by what it's doing. It's definitely wrong.
London radar, Lufthansa 4 Alpha.
What's going on here?
Flight level 093
Look, there's like this empty spot here.
Lufthansa for Alpha
It's an empty
London
spot
radar.
here.
Good afternoon.
Is that how it is in real life?
Expect radar
I
vectors
wonder.
for ILS Zulu runway 25 right.
Our runway is supposed to be right here.
ILS Zulu runway 25 right, Lufthansa 4 Alpha.
Lufthansa 1079 Heavy, contact Frankfurt Tower 119.905.
Alright, going over the tower now.
Over to Tower 119.905. Lufthansa 1079.
I have a feeling tower is going to clear us to land.
Frankfurt Tower, Lufthansa 1079
That's what I think is going to happen.
Heavy, ILS runway 25 left.
Lufthansa
Yep.
1079 Heavy, Frankfurt Tower.
Yeah.
Wind 160
All right.
4, runway 25 left, clear to land.
They gave us clear land.
Runway 25 left clear to land.
Well, that was
Lufthansa 1079
a weird one.
Heavy.
I'll submit this one to Beyondatc for them to look into it.
Frankfurt Tower, Aero 404, idle is runway
Alright, so I guess we're just kind of doing our own thing at this point.
Aero 404, Frankfurt Tower. Continue.
Roger, Aero 404.
This is the entry point for the ILS. That's 4,000 feet. Then here you want to be at 1,600 feet. So right around here, so we can come in for the intercepting the ILS. Whoa. Getting that FPS hit now. Yeah, so we'll park over here somewhere. Very strange indeed. Alright, let's go over here. We'll activate the approach phase. And now, like I said, we're just kind of vectoring ourselves in.
Aero 404, go around. Fly runway center line.
Very
maintain flight
strange.
level 052.
I don't know if I've ever seen a flight like this. This weird from Beyondatc.
Aero 404, contact long and radar 127.28. Talk to you in a minute.
Alright, let's arm spoilers. Let's go up here. Get that on. We'll make our turn in just a few moments to the right. Let's go ahead and get our second notch of flaps. Let's let the plane auto config the landing. And LS. Oh, that didn't work. LS. And approach is armed. Alright, let's make our turn over to the right. Intercept the localizer. Holy Jesus, there's a big old building we're gonna kill. Yeah, this was a this was a bad vector from Beyondatc. I don't know why they took us off the star. Alright, gears down. Flaps are 3. Continue our turn on over. Yeah, we're flying over downtown now. Jesus. We are about 5 nautical miles out from the airport. Now just trying to get us at a good interception. Terrain, yeah, right? Jesus. Alright, flaps 4. There's the airport. I see the runway right there. Let's drop down to 1,000. Vertical. Make sure we stay on path here for the glide slope so we're not too high. And we should intercept the localizer. Should bring us on in for the arrival. Holy smokes. Four nautical miles out. I'll throw LS on over there. There's a localizer interception. We're still a little high for the glide slope. Coming into the diamond though. Alright, we'll go to manual at this point. Autopilot's off my aircraft. Jesus. That was different. Alright, we gotta get low here. Winds are straight ahead, 8 knots. Not too bad. Alright. Back on the glide slope. Yeah, this airport definitely seems to be heavier than the default. A little low, we'll be alright. Minimums. Here's a 50. Idle. Touchdown. Reverse. Yes, I am using the Moza. Of course I am. The only way to fly an Airbus is with a yoke. The correct way to do it. Jesus, that was interesting indeed. Indeed, flaps going up. Welcome to Frankfurt. Very interesting flight from Beyondatc. Spoilers are disarmed. Landing lights are off.
Exit next available taxiway. Lufthansa 1079 Heavy.
We'll kind of just taxi ourselves in, I guess. That was very strange.
Lufthansa 1079 Heavy. Contact ground 121.955.
Ground 121.955. Lufthansa 1079 Heavy.
Butter. I think it was butter, yeah. It was a pretty decent landing. I'm not sure what it was, but I don't know if I'm going to use this Frankfurt anymore. It's nice looking. It's nicer looking than the default, but it's also extremely heavy on the FPS. Extremely heavy on the FPS. I think this is the reason why I uninstalled it. Alright, now we'll just go ahead and find a gate. We don't ask Les what joystick he uses for Airbuses. Welcome to Frankfurt. Alright, we'll do one short GA flight after this. One short Kodiak flight. Or should we, yeah, I'll do Kodiak. We'll do one short Kodiak. I feel the flight model for this plane is excellent. Yeah, it feels really good. It does feel really, really good. No doubt. It's a very nice feeling aircraft. I know part of the issue right now is the traffic with Beyondatc as the FPS as well. I did notice that, at least on the experimental build, sometimes the arrival FPS, you lose like 20 FPS, at least I have. Like I'm down to the 60s right now. Whereas in the sky I was up to 100. I'll check the theory out here. I'll close up Beyondatc in a second. Once you get to a gate, close to a gate. So 63 right now. We're just going to park on over here. I'm just going to kill out the traffic now. And let's see how fast it goes up. 80, 84, 90, 91. Yeah, 91. Yeah, so there's the bug in there once in a while. So I kind of lost like 30 FPS on that. This is the Aerosoft Frankfurt. I bought it last year when it came out. It's very nice looking, but I also feel it's a little heavier on the FPS. 94 FPS is kind of low for me. I know it sounds high for a lot of people, but it's low for me when there's no traffic. I should be getting about 100 with no traffic. And no multiplayer. Like, it's obviously much better without traffic, but... okay, let's see. Go here. No, hold on. What? Ground services. Power, chocks up to the top. External powers are on. Down below here. Engine switches to off. Very good flight. Very, very good flight, except for the, arrival. The star detour. All right, let's go ahead and do a GA flight then. We'll go ahead and hop into Kodiak. We'll do a short little Kodiak flight. Anyone have issues with, like, the music stopping in Flight Sim? It's really weird. All right, Cody. Yeah, it's back. And should we do New Guinea? Or shall we do elsewhere? We can do Ireland. Ireland's always fun. What's the weather like? Not Ireland. 20 knot winds. No, thank you. Let's see. Sicily. I'm going to Italy. I don't go to Italy very often. Do island hopping. Volcano. Jesus. Those are helicopter pads. Let's see. What we got here? What's the weather like? 9 knot winds. I'll take that. Arrival. 65 nautical miles. Should we do Italy? Yeah, music stops and comes back on often. Oh, really? We'll go over here. This is a our airport. It's another. I'm hoping it's like an island. This will bring us over this part of Italy. Naples is there. How about we clear out these guys? We can go up here. How about departure and arrival? Weather is good there too. 9 and 10 knots. That's 47 nautical miles. Let's do that. All right, and parking. Start flight. We'll do one short VA flight here in the Corti. St. Bart's. Oh. Anyway, welcome in. What are you currently using for career if you stopped iFly? Nothing. No career. I'm going free.
You need to set parking brakes to request ground services.
You need to request. Let me go ahead and get Moby switched over to my Cody profile. Oop. Cody. Whoosh. All right, in the Cody, get that turned off, and that turned off. And hop into the cockpit here. Parking brake is set. Let me get my Moza profile switched over as well to the Cody. That's good. All right. And let's add some flight planning here. Let's go aircraft and performance, gravity, cargo. Load it. Actually, isn't there a bug if it's over 40 or something? Let's load it. All right. Turn that all on. Enter there. To the top we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. And let's get the GPS. There we go. Perfect. Get that guy going. The air engine starts. Light switches. Waiting for the 20%. Fuel. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. It's been fun not... my Mobi's not working right. Bring this up. And bring that up. Okay. Good. Fantastic. Waiting for that to clear out. What do you mean bug over 40%? I don't know if it's a bug, but something about I heard something about the manual if you put over 40% cargo, like something that flight sim doesn't like it. Again, I don't know. I shouldn't say bug with the aircraft. I think it's just a bug with the sim. Starters off, good. Gens, alternator on, good. Grand, beautiful. Everything's looking perfect. Flaps are set. Winds lied to me. There's our runway, so we have to backtrack, I think. Or we can go around, I guess, all the way over here. Hold backtrack. Oh, hold on. There's a little path over there. Guess we'll take that. For me, the cargo version shows no cargo. For me, whoosh, there's cargo. Yeah, I have cargo for mine. You're doing this, right? You're going to the little guy here, going to cargo, you're putting in whatever you want, right? And then, like, I don't know why it's showing 0 here, but I added in the, whatever it was, 30-something%. All right, throttles up, parking brakes off, taxi lights on. What could possibly go wrong? The other variants work well. Just the cargo version doesn't? That's interesting. All right, we got a little path here. I don't know if this is supposed to be for us or not, but the winds are coming out of the east, so we have to take off going to the west. Or sorry, we have to take off going to the east. So you see people, but you don't see cargo? You're on, yeah, you're on Sim Update 4 as well, not 5, because you're using Chase Plane and Realistic, Fsrealistic. Huh. I think I saw you posted it in their Discord. It flies, just doesn't show cargo. Huh. And you only have the SWS version, right? You don't have the marketplace version in your community folder. You verify that. Sometimes it makes 2 community folders, so be careful with that. So look into the other. Look into look in your community folder and look for one that's called, or no, what is it? Go out of your community folder and look for one that says official. What's it say? Official or something like that? Make sure you just make sure you don't have 2 Kodiaks installed. Because I had that before with the CRJ. It only showed in the library. It only showed 1, but there were 2 in the community folder. I should have turned on multiplayer for this. I'm sorry, I forgot. Jesus, we're really taxiing out here. All right, the sun's setting, so we got to move our butts here. Flight director is directing. Landing lights are on. And the runway's coming on up here. Pool conditioner. Uh-oh. Turn. Uh-oh. Not that tight. Not that tight. Not that tight. Oh, no. All right, we're all right. That's right. All right. Remember I told you the other day, be cautious on your turns with the Kodiak? It's a minor tail strike. I mean, wing strike. It's minor. It's cosmetic. All right, slow down on the turns. Slow down, especially on bouncy roads like this. All right, slow on the turns. I shouldn't have increased the conditioner at that point. Calm down, plane. Calm down, take it easy. Take it easy. Okay. Here's the runway. Heading. Set. Winds, or winding. Flaps already set. Throttle's coming up. Let's go flying. Again. Bring back the throttle. We're in the yellow. Bring up. Looking good. Oh, Jesus, folks. There we go. Didn't need any runway. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Just to land only. Flaps going up. Yaw dampening. To the left, we swing. FS. Good. Or is it VS, sorry. 1,000 feet. Heading mode is heading. GPS is GPSing. Alright. Looking smooth. Very, very nice.
500.
500, thank you. Welcome to Italy. Italy. I have to say, okay, I talked about this at work once upon a time. What is if you only had one thing you could eat for the rest of your life, one single thing, right? Like all you can eat is bologna sandwich for the rest of your life. What is the one thing you would eat? One thing. This is it. You can't, like, one meal. I should say every meal. This is all you can eat for the rest of your life. There's nothing else exists. What would that one meal be? Like, what can you... And you can eat, like, it would be variations of that. So, like, if you got, like, if all you could eat is a pepperoni pizza, you can have... Then you can have, you know, you can change that part of it. If you get, like, a cheeseburger, you can do, like, you know, different toppings on it. But it's always going to be a cheeseburger. RJ put a cheeseburger in there, I think. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go autopilot's on. Perfect. And we're going to go 3,000 feet. Got a little bit of mountains up here. Hold on now. Hey. Keep climbing. Thank you. For me, I'm going with pasta. Because pasta you can change a lot of, right? Well, pasta you can do a lot of different things with. If you want, you can have just plain noodles, you know, with butter and Parmesan or something. You know, you can obviously have marinara. You can do fettuccine. You know, you can make it, you know, you can with meat, no meat, with chicken, no chicken, right? Pasta you can do endless things. I initially was going to do like the pizza thing, like a pepperoni pizza, but I feel like I'd get sick of the pizza. Pasta I eventually would get sick of as well, if that's all you can eat for the rest of your life. Eventually get sick of that as well. But I think I could get away with just eating pasta for the rest of my life. No meats, allowed in your pasta, though. What? No, 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 no. You have to have meat in your pasta. You don't have to, but I like meat in my pasta. Alright, we got a mountain here ahead of us. Let's go up to 4,000 feet. It's not a long flight, but might as well. 4,000. And this is only a 9-minute flight, so actually we'll do a second flight after this. I'll turn on multiplayer too. We'll do St. Bart's. We'll do that for the final flight, the final frontier. 17-knot tailwind right now. Jesus, folks, just windy all over the world. The last what's it been? The last 3 weeks or so. It's just been windy everywhere. Windy out here in Chicagoland. Chicago. What are you yelling at me? Beetle Pete. What? Alright, there we go. There we go. It's all fixed. Alright, 4,000 feet. We got another mountain ahead of us there. I think we'll just vector around that one because we will have to come on down. We're landing runway 6. Runway 6. So I guess we can just vector around that mountain. Jesus, folks. There's photogrammetry somewhere around here, isn't there? I want to say there is. I want to say there is. Did we end up doing Naples? I can't remember. Can't remember where we picked. My sister landed yesterday in Newark. Landing was so bumpy she got dizzy, and my nephew, ooh, really, very windy, and Msfs had to disable RealCat. Yeah, I wonder what the heck's going on with the weather. I really want to know what the heck's going on with the weather. It's crazy everywhere. Alright, we're gonna have to vector around this big old mountain volcano thingy. Runway 6 for the arrival. Makes sense with the wind. Let's go in and adjust our heading. Vector us around. Let's go to heading mode then. Alright, heading mode engaged. Looking good. 16 nautical miles from the airport. It's a crazy time to be following like aviation, anything, you know, because most of us, we're, you know, simmers here. And is this full grammetry now? No, actually, is it? Yeah, okay, this is photogrammetry now. Yeah, there's where it cuts off. Cause like we're simmers here in the sim, but we also might likely follow real world aviation, whether it's GA stuff, whether it's you know, commercial, whatever it be, right? Sometimes both. But it's just a crazy time to be around because you're getting an increase of commercial accidents that happened. Obviously there was a terrible Air Canada disaster that happened recently that should have been avoidable. There was the same thing with the CRJ and the helicopter in January last year that should have been avoidable. And all of this stuff has just been stuff that's been building up over the years, and the warning signs have been there for a while. And that's what I don't understand. And this is primarily U.S. because these two disasters, these recent ones here at least, have been U.S. based. And pilots have consistently been saying that there's, pilots and ATC have been consistently saying there's just a shortage. There's a shortage of staffing. And our government just ignores it as if it's nothing to worry about. And I don't understand it, because the money that U.S. citizens spend on taxes, federal taxes, to support the government, isn't being used in ways that it should be, it seems like. And I'm not talking, there's nothing political I'm talking about with this right now, because this is administrations, decades now. I'm not just talking about the current administration or previous one to that, but I'm talking just in general. Like, it's insane to think that we've, as a U.S. here at least, the amount of money that's spent on military assets, military wars, whatever it be, military conflicts, instead of improving our own infrastructures here at home for our own people to be safe. It's just, I don't know, it's crazy. It just boggles my mind. And it's not going to get better, folks, until, unfortunately, more disasters happen with air traffic. It's not going to get better. And it's sad. The whole Boeing thing, with the Maxes, again, is something that could have been avoided if the U.S. continued to regulate things like they should have, right? Instead of letting corporations regulate themselves, the government should be doing their job in regulating. It's so bad. Yeah, it's effed up priorities for sure. It's terrible. These two pilots, in this Air Canada one, should not have died. Should not have died. And again, it's all avoidable. All avoidable. All right, looking good. We want to be at final. We want to be at 11. So I'm gonna go ahead and put an 11 in the bot. Oh, wrong way. 11. All right, there's an 11. Altitude's looking good. Speed's looking good. I think we'll be just fine here. Just fine. Two previous Boeing CEOs should have been sent to jail, if you ask me. I agree with that as well. 100% agree with that. We're not holding companies liable for any of this stuff. If you look at like the energy stuff, we have all these AI data centers opening up, right? That are costing us consumers, whether you use AI or not, costing you money for these companies to try to make a profit. Now, AI is not making a profit for most of these companies, so they're just losing money. But we're building all these infrastructures, using all this energy that's making your energy go more expensive. So you want to have AC in the summertime in your house? Sure, yeah. But now you can't eat for a week because you got to pay your energy bill. It's crazy. What's going on here? We got this little mountain going around that. I think we might be just going right around it. No, we're not. We're gonna go. Oh boy. All right, let's keep a tight eye on that. I thought we were gonna maybe go around it, but where's the airport at? Right there. Okay. It's just a crazy world we live in, man. Crazy world. Autopilot's gonna be turned off my aircraft. I'm gonna vector around this mountain. Looks like it might have done it on its own, but I was getting a little nervous there. Alright, bring back the speed. This is a really cool approach, though. Alright, let's go first notch of flaps. And kind of lost the airport. Ah, there it is. We're back in business. A little low on the approach. A little bit low. Nothing terrible.
500.
500.
500.
500.
500.
500.
500.
500 still? Alright.
500.
500. Looking good, looking good. Let's go. Hold on. Not yet. Bring back the throttle. Oh, what do we got going on here? Oh. It's like a... That's interesting. Like a bridge. Second notch of flaps. A little fast for the flaps, that's why it's yelling at us.
500.
Okay, watching the speed. I'm guilty of coming in too hot with the Kodiak. Trim up a little bit. Uh-oh. Watch the speed. Watch the speed. Watch the speed. Steady it. Alright. Fine, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. Got a little bit low there, a little bit slow as well. Minor adjustments here. Slowly bring back that speed. Gently. 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 Alright, idle it. Hold it. Let it settle down. Touchdown. Reverse. Phew. Alright. That's a little bit more work than I thought it was going to be. Alright, I think I see exit up here on the left. Sorry, on the right. Brakes. Alright, not bad, not bad. Alright, I'll do one more flight. I'll turn on multiplayer for those who want to join in. We'll do the same Bards one. Because, you know, why not? See me fail miserably. Alright, hopefully the wind's in our favor. Alright, come on down. Oh, we're not going to restart. We'll just, we're going to shut off the engines. We'll just go. We'll just go. Alright, so let's go to free flight again. And let's go flight conditions, so I make sure I turn on multiplayer. Alright, St. Bards, right down over here. And... how long is this flight? This is a short hop, right? 38 nautical miles. Perfect. All right. Winds are 11 knots. IFR can oh my god, LIFR here. Be landing at that airport. Perfect. We don't want 28 though. We want runway 10. There we go. Runway 10. All right. We're cooking. Multiplayer's on, folks. Multiplayer's on. Come join. I forgot to put in the ICEOs. I'll put them in here in a second.
You need to set parking brakes to request ground services.
Did you have to set parking brakes to request ground services? I had no idea. All right, let's hop on in. Parking brake is set. Okay, let's get the cargo in. Load it. Immediate. Let's go back. Go back. All right, we're just gonna hit this button, and we can hit this button. All right, here's the airports. TNCS to, I can't remember what it's called. Come on. Come on. TFFJ. Yeah. TFFJ. There's the codes. Come join on in the multiplayer if you like to. Power's on. Those guys are on. Good. Up top. Good. And that guy. Rotation. 20%. Idle. Flaps. Props. And then we'll switch this over to GPS. Beautiful. And we'll come and we'll go up to what? 2,000 should be just fine. It's a short little hop. It's multiplayer on. Oh yeah, that's on. Okay. No one's here. Jesus, look at this. Look at this strip. Holy smokes, folks. Holy smokes. Alright. Looking good there. Flaps are set. I'm gonna go down here, up, off, and down. Taxi lights on. Alright, winds are coming out of the east, so again, we're going to take off towards the east. I'm surprised no one is here. Like, no multiplayer people here, that's crazy. Parking brake is off. Let's backtrack. Jesus, folks, Jesus. Alright, take it easy, take it easy. No one coming in for finals? Nope. This is a very popular airport. It's shocking no one's here. Okay, landing lights are on. Now, real life, the Caravan, they do a real... No, what is it? The Twin Otter, the Twatter, flies here. Takes off and lands here. It's crazy. Gentle on the turn, gentle on the turn. Alright. There's our runway. It's down here, full conditioner. Forward. Throttle forward. It's a Kodiak, we don't need room. Engine stabilize. Winds are coming out of the east. Oh, Jesus, I'm already scared. 60 knots. Rotate, bring it up. We don't need any of that. We got this. Woo, doggy, got this. Nice. All right. Now, flaps are coming up. And swing over to the left-hand side, flight director and yaw damper. Well, flight director is already on. Yaw dampening is dampening. 1,000 feet. Good. Grand. Beautiful. Heading. GPS. And autopilot's on. Cool. Cool. Good departure. Now, can we equally get a good landing? So what we got going on? We got a black square I saw. I thought I saw a Kodiak for a second. The TBM. PC-12, Cessna 172. Got a 737 Max. TBM-9. Super something, I think. Black square. Oh, the Kirby. Shites. Alright. This ought to be interesting. I have not landed here in a while. This is one of the challenging airports to come on into. Very challenging airports to come on into. Okay, so we got about 8 nautical miles to go here. Don't have the wind this time helping us. That's no problem. That's no problem. We'll be all right. So we want to come in. You're going to see when we get in closer to the island, there's a ridge, and there's cars that drive over that ridge. Okay. We want to be pretty much almost touching the top of the cars because we got to drop out of the sky really quick. So it's super important to manage your speed perfectly for this landing. Like, perfectly. Because if you don't, you're going to come in too hot, which means you come in too high, which means you can't stop. Now, the Kodiak can stop very quickly on a dime. But, that said, it's super, super important, though, that you manage your altitude and your speed the best of your abilities. It's a challenging airport. Coronado F-33 over there. Very, very important to manage your speed. And I'm going to go ahead and... what we got, 18 nautical miles out? Yeah, about that. I'm going to go ahead and set in our approach now. Runway 10. Straight. Activate. Alright, so we got that all set in for the arrival. It is runway 10, right? It's not 28, is it? I'm getting the right runway. Or is it 28? Is 28 the challenging one? Oh, now I'm confusing myself. I'm thinking of the right runway, aren't they? Or the airport, aren't? hold on. TFFJ. Yeah, that's the right one. Our airport. Yeah, it's 10. Runway 10. Okay. I thought so. So once we get a little bit closer, we're going to manage the speed better. But right now we're doing all right. We still got a little bit to go. We should be on the ground here probably in about 6-ish minutes. If I blur right now, I see there's this. So you're going to see right here is the airport's right here. This is an indication of you want to line up for that guy as you come in. Oh, forgot to turn on the freaking gens. I don't know why I forget that. Alright, we're gonna set up we're gonna set up, we're gonna set up 900 feet for the arrival. We still got a little bit of time, so I'm not jumping the gun too early here. We'll manage the speed in just a second. Thankfully, it looks like traffic is coming out of there. I don't know if there's a event going on. They all scattered. It's good. It's good. We'll clear off the multiplayer traffic plates here in a second. All right, top of the descent's coming up pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and bring back some of the throttle. Slow us on down. It is imperative that we manage the altitude, or sorry, manage the speed on this approach. Imperative. All right, looking good. Speed's looking pretty good here. I like it. Everything's feeling good so far. Feeling really, really good. Nothing to be concerned about here, folks. Nothing to be concerned about. It's all going to be fine. Winds are 6 knots currently, so nothing terrible. Starting to kind of get things popping up a little bit. These mountains are getting a little bit better definition. That's good. Watching the speed, watching the altitude, everything's fine. The calm before the storm of mass chaos is approaching. I'm going to zoom in here. And in case I forget, tomorrow we'll do at least one flight in the morning, kind of the morning, normal morning 9 a.m. kind of thing, Central Time. Just one flight, and then maybe one Wednesday. But I gotta keep an eye on. Maybe need to bring the cat in for the vet on Wednesday, so kind of see how things work out with that. Okay, so. Let's go ahead and bring out a notch of flaps. That will help slow us down a little bit. Bring back that throttle more. Let's go ahead and start our descent. Bring back the throttle even more. At final, we'll be at 900 feet. And we're looking about that right now, so that's pretty good. Making a turn in just a second. There's our turn. All right, speed's looking good. Don't get too slow so you don't fly out of the sky either. All right. Looking good. All right, let me get repositioned here in my seat. I'll turn autopilot off in a second. Flaps are currently set at 10. Let's go down to 20. Slow us down a little bit more. Got the nameplates turned off so I can see what we're doing. I'm going to aim for about 80 knots or so. I'm going to try. Alright, so there is right here, there's a little ridge. The airport's right over this here. You're going to see how quickly all this escalates. We're almost perfectly where we want to be with the altitude. Winds are 7 knots coming out of the east, so slight crosswind landing, no biggie. Autopilot's turned off my aircraft. Speed's looking good. I'm going to bring up the throttles just a hair. So it's a normal path, approach path, but you're going to come in higher and then a quick drop out of the sky. Very quick drop out of the sky.
500.
All right, bring up a little throttle here. Steady it, steady it. Watch the speed. Watch the speed. Okay, here's the ridge. See the road there, the winding road? Watch the speed. Coming in. Here we go. Nice and low. Perfect. Looking good. Idle it. Nose down it. Nose up it. Settle down, plane, settle down. Oh, we gotta bounce. No, that's not good. We gotta bounce. Reverse. Whew. Alright, we got a bounce in there. I came in a little hot, a little hot. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Take it easy. Phew. Alright, the bounce was not good, but outside that, it was pretty decent. Gently on the turn, gently on the turn. Alright, there we go. Phew. Let's bring this down. Other than that bounce, it was pretty darn good. Again, I came in a little hot. A little hotter than I want. Probably like, I don't know, 5 to 8 knots faster than I want it to. I built up some speed. I should have went idle a little earlier, I feel. I feel. Because you pick up so much speed when you nose down. I could have probably nosed down earlier too. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Thank God no one's here. So you can see the runway. Jesus. Jesus. Alright, we'll park right over here. Taxi lights turned off, lane lights turned off, flaps are up. Parking spot number 2. I think this is... I don't know if I'm using a freeware or default. I think I'm using default. Alright, that's going to conclude today's flying. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much to Captain for the 10 memberships for the $20 US. P2 with the, I think it was $7.99 as well. Canadian, or maybe $6.99, 1 or 2. Thank you so much for all the support today, everyone. Thank you for joining me in RJ. Lots of fun today. 2 good flights. 340 was very good. Beyondatc Vector was weird, but we got there eventually. So I'll submit that one to Beyondatc for them to review. And we'll see y'all tomorrow for a flight. Unless I do a couple... I might do 2 short Kodiak flights. Or maybe tomorrow I'll do the Kodiak and the Baron... Or not Baron, Kodiak and Caravan, Black Square Caravan comparison flight. We'll see. P2, see ya. We'll see you all on Discord. Have a great rest of your weekend. And we'll see you for next flight. Take care, everyone.